黑色金属板就在下方。
当心，下面有人！
贸然行动势必会引起警觉，唯有等待时机。就是现在！抹杀分身还未来得及应对，便瞬间湮灭。我就不信得不到这第4块黑色金属板。总算得到了。
Hello guys, welcome to the SwallowedStar channel to discuss and explain the exciting storyline of your favorite series, SwallowedStar episode 216. In the previous episode, Luofeng, disguised as a space beast, successfully snagged the treasure sword that's a crucial part of the Sword River Luo on the original star. Unfortunately, this sparked a massive manhunt by various alliances. To deal with the heavy enemy encirclement, Luofeng pulled off a clever strategy. He transferred all his treasures to his remote ocean body and used his golden-horned beast body as bait. Just as he was getting cornered by universe masters like the Fumo Master, his teacher, the Chaos City Lord, arrived right on time, hoping to settle the dispute among the universe masters. Ultimately, Luofeng made the extreme decision to blow up his golden-horned beast body to trick the pursuing Thornring Alliance. This left the enemies totally confused while he successfully made a clean getaway with the treasures using his remote ocean body. So, what happens next? Alright, without further ado, let's dive into the story. After his successful escape, Luofeng continued his journey to Primal Chaos City aboard a virtual universe company spaceship currently passing through the connecting portal between the original universe and the Primal universe. His mind drifted back to 100,000 years ago, when he first stepped onto this exact type of ship as a rookie warrior participating in the genius competition held by the virtual universe company. In those memories, Luofeng also recalled his mission in the Blood River continent, the betrayal by Marquis Po Yu, meeting his rivals, his struggle to win love for his brother, and finding true friends on the extraterritorial battlefield. Now, after surviving crazy adventures and hellish training, Luofeng had finally become a highly respected figure. Not long after, the ship's captain announced that they were about to arrive at their destination, Primal Chaos City. After stepping off the ship, Luofeng didn't forget to report to his teacher, the Chaos City Lord. During their chat, the Chaos City Lord praised Luofeng's quick thinking back on the original star. By using the Golden Horn Behemoth's self-destruction to draw enemy attention, Luofeng managed to slip away with all his treasures from the original star. Plus, with the massive pool of divine power from his remote ocean body, reconstructing the Golden Horned body was a walk in the park with no issues whatsoever. Since Luofeng successfully brought back the Sword River Luo, his teacher asked what he planned to do with the treasure next. Realizing that having just one sword component without its main compass was pretty useless for his current power level, his teacher recommended donating it to the human race, managed by the Virtual Universe Company, so he could exchange it for true treasure points or arcana points. Luofeng instantly teleported to the Xianbao Hall, a special place for swapping treasures for points. He pulled out the Sword River, and the Virtual Universe system automatically announced that the sword was worth 12 true treasure points. After Luofeng confirmed the transaction, a previous message from the Chaos City Lord explained that Xianbao Hall wasn't just for getting points. You could also use those points to buy whatever treasures you wanted. Once the 12 true treasure points hit his account, the sword went into the system's storage, and a catalog popped up with 4 main categories: true treasures, materials, and special resources. It was an incredibly complete and amazing collection of the human race's core treasures. Since Luofeng's current needs were mostly met by the remote ocean body's divine power and his cultivation progress was already going great, he just casually browsed. When he opened the most valuable true treasures catalog, he was shocked to see that flying palace, soul, and domain-type treasures were way more expensive than regular weapons or armor. However, one specific domain-type treasure caught his eye, the Nine Tiger River. It could multiply his power when combined with the space and gold laws he had mastered. The catch? The lowest price for that ordinary level domain was 16 true treasure points, and he only had 12. Luofeng stood there for a moment, staring at the list, racking his brain on how to get those remaining points so he could take the treasure home. After all, even though he had the Thread Aurora mirror, it still wasn't enough to go toe-to-toe with a Universe Overlord. Desperate to get his hands on the Nine Tiger River, Luofeng made the tough call to donate one of his favorite flying palace treasures, the ancient boat Galaxy. It wasn't an easy choice, especially since he actually wanted the boat's previous owner's name to be known by many. But Luofeng knew that on his path to becoming the strongest, he couldn't hesitate to sacrifice his flying palace for a domain treasure that was far more crucial for actual combat. He figured he'd just buy the ship back in the future when he had enough points anyway. Once he approved the transaction, the system appraised the ancient boat Galaxy at 6 true treasure points.
这就是领域类至宝九霄河。
With the exchange sorted out, he immediately summoned his golden horned beast form to test the power of the Nine Tiger River. The moment he channeled his divine power, a massive golden river measuring 20 million miles in diameter burst into his internal world. On top of that, a symbol appeared on the golden horned beast's chest. When he combined the power of his law domain with the treasure's power, his destructive output skyrocketed to the point where he felt totally confident he could easily chase down or escape from a Universe Overlord. His brief experience on the original star had really opened his eyes. Seeing billions of elite fighters from various races gathered there pushed him to keep finding ways to break past his limits. But even with this new treasure, Luofeng still couldn't boost his power all that significantly. That's when he remembered the fourth piece of black metal hidden by his teacher Zuoshan Ke. Back at the Star Tower, Luofeng was given the coordinates of this fourth black metal fragment, which was located in the Yinfa secret region. This time, he hoped that by mastering volumes 6 and 9 from that metal fragment, he could push his golden horned beast form to achieve a perfect life gene level. A long journey of over a month finally brought Luofeng to the outskirts of the Yinfa secret region. As he reached the border, his main destination, the Craftsman star, popped up on his ship's monitor. Babata appeared and explained that the owner of the Craftsman star was a massive, incredibly powerful level 3 Universe Master, known simply as the Craftsman God Master. Just as his name implied, his skills in forging true treasures were unmatched and recognized by billions of races across the universe. Well, even though his greatness was thanks to Zuoshan Ke's teachings, the Craftsman God Master wasn't actually considered his official disciple. Still, his legendary reputation, massive weapon collection, and insane strength allowed him to stand completely independent without tying himself to any faction, and no major power dared to mess with him. On the Craftsman star, there was a strict written rule forbidding any killing. However, since Luofeng's identity as a human drew way too much attention from other races, he was basically known as a walking treasure chest. Babata suggested that he should act using his remote ocean clone in Mosha body for safety. She advised that before entering the planet, Luofeng's human form should hide inside a world ring, while all his treasures would be equipped on the golden horned beast, which would stay behind on the ship for now. Luofeng figured that for the Craftsman star to be such an untouchable existence, the Craftsman Godmaster's subordinates must definitely include some crazy strong Universe Overlords. So, he planned to play it super safe this time, hoping this trip wouldn't be as dangerous as his time locked up in the ice hell. Luofeng flew through a portal and entered the Craftsman star. Almost immediately, he felt a strong vibration from the fourth black metal. He could feel an intense magnetic pull calling out to him from a massive mountain up ahead. While following his intuition, Luofeng was blocked by a centaur-like figure named Venerable Golden Eye and a Venerable-like gorilla who was busy prostrating on the ground. They explained that the mountain in front of him was the residence of the Craftsman Godmaster and his disciples. Anyone trying to enter the mountain without permission was strictly barred. The only way in was to kneel, prostrate, and beg to be accepted as the Craftsman Godmaster's disciple. Hearing this made Luofeng seriously doubt his chances of sneaking into a Universe Master's domain. Even Babata chimed in, suggesting that she thought Luofeng should just copy these guys to become a disciple and wait for a good opportunity to snatch the black metal fragment. Not long after, a few of the Craftsman Godmaster's disciples finally showed up. Thousands of Venerables had been waiting patiently, hoping for a chance to meet them. However, one of the disciples dropped a bombshell. The Craftsman Master had left to visit a friend a few days ago and probably wouldn't be back for thousands or even tens of thousands of years. That answer instantly crushed the hopes of everyone who had been waiting so long. But while the other candidates and weapon seekers were feeling disappointed and defeated, Luofeng was secretly jumping for joy. With the Craftsman Godmaster away from home, this rare opportunity was his golden ticket to sneak in and steal the black metal.
不在这将身上。也就是说，这难得一遇的机会必须抓住。
Knowing a chance like this might never come again, Luofeng quickly hatched an infiltration plan. He transformed his Mosha body into a fireball and began sneaking toward the center of Craftsman Mountain, being extremely careful not to get detected by the universe's Venerable level guards. After teleporting twice, the Mosha body stopped in an area filled with giant caves spewing out steam that was literally millions of degrees hot. Luofeng didn't expect that this area, which took up 1/10 of the mountain, was protected by a space seal clear sign that this was the core area where the weapon forging went down. Luofeng landed in one of the giant caves and hid so he could eavesdrop on 2 disciples who had just walked out. They were complaining about the extreme heat inside messing with their true treasure forging, while simultaneously hyping up their senior 9th brother, a Universe Overlord who could effortlessly forge treasures right in the heart of the mountain. Luofeng, currently disguised as a rock, listened to their chatter and confirmed his suspicion. The 4th black metal was definitely right in the center of the mountain's belly. After the 2 disciples left, Luofeng used his domain technique to slowly creep deeper into the cave without anyone noticing. The deeper he went, the more absurd the temperature got. Even the rocks around him were glowing red hot, packing enough heat to incinerate a World Master level fighter in the blink of an eye. At the very bottom area, there were 3 Universe Overlord level disciples, including the 9th brother the others had just been talking about. But the signal from the black metal was coming from a spot extremely close to them, right underneath their feet actually. Luofeng descended a bit more and found that the 3 disciples were just about to start forging a treasure. This forced him to hold back and hide behind some rocks. He'd have to wait for the perfect moment to make his move. While waiting, Luofeng just watched as the 3 disciples of the Craftsman Godmaster focused intensely, waiting to strike their hammers in perfect sync once their energy was fully concentrated. Luofeng was amazed at how these 3 Universe Overlords used their divine power and hammering techniques to fuse various materials into a deadly artistic weapon.
锤，等待他们经历，等待他们同时落下铁，完全集中。就是现在。
Luofeng's patience finally paid off when the 3 of them finished creating a true treasure. It triggered such a massive energy phenomenon that the 3 disciples had to focus just to stay on their feet. At the same time, this shockwave knocked Luofeng, still a rock, right into the lava beneath a giant gourd. As soon as the disciples left, Luofeng dropped his disguise and reverted to his Mosha body to approach the gourd, absolutely certain that the black metal was inside. However, the black gourd was constantly absorbing an endless amount of terrifying fire energy. This made Luofeng hesitate to get any closer. Even just touching the flames felt like the heat could burn his entire body to a crisp instantly. He realized that the fire inside the gourd was thousands of times more terrifying than the fire outside, which was specifically meant for Universe Overlords to endure. With the black metal right in front of him, Luofeng refused to give up. He decided to risk it all and directly test the heat of the fire inside the black gourd using his Mosha body. But in a split second, his Mosha body was completely wiped out. Even the world ring he brought to store the black metal was instantly melted away by the flames.
抹杀不进戒指的那边，瞬间湮灭，就连是。
After experiencing that intense heat firsthand, he concluded that the fire's power inside the gourd was definitely stronger than a Universe Overlord. Even if Luofeng sent his remote ocean body in there, it wouldn't do any good unless he had a top true treasure level protective item, and the only one he had was the force armor. Thanks to the domain technique left by the Mosha body, in a flash, the golden horned beast body, fully equipped with the armor, stepped in to grab the black metal. Backed by a constant supply of divine power from the remote ocean body, Luofeng was confident he could pull this off. The golden horned beast shrank down and darted straight into the mouth of the gourd.
我就不信。
The The deeper the golden-horned beast dove into the gourd, the deadlier the heat became. Unlike the red flames on the surface, the fire at the bottom of the gourd was actually purple. Down there, he finally found a pile of precious materials, including the fourth black metal he had been searching for. But just as he was about to grab it, he was blocked by a black fire seal protecting the stash. Without hesitating, the golden-horned beast used its Shiwu wings, spinning rapidly to tear the seal apart. With the seal broken, the golden-horned beast quickly grabbed the black metal. But his joy was incredibly short-lived. Smashing the protective seal actually triggered an alarm that instantly woke up the Craftsman Godmaster from his supposed trip. A booming, furious voice echoed throughout the entire area, followed by a giant, rocky arm bursting through the sea of fire to crush the golden-horned beast in a tight grip.
江神之主！ Even though the force armor could absorb up to 99.99% when 10,000 sate of an opponent's attack, the pressure from that grip was absolutely devastating, draining the golden horn beast's divine power insanely fast. Even with the remote ocean body instantly transferring divine power, it was totally useless in the face of a universe master. Realizing the little thief had actually survived his attack, the Craftsman Godmaster praised him. He decided to spare his life. But on one brutal condition: could the beast survive being thrown into one of two space vortexes leading straight to the land of extremes, literally the most dangerous place in the universe? Then what happened next? Okay, thank you for watching until the end, and don't forget to support this channel with likes, subscribe, and comments. That's all for me. Bye.